Before starting a service, make sure you have all the tools needed to perform the service. See the service manual for more information on tools needed for the service. Make sure the motor is resting on a stable surface. When performing a service on the friction blocks, wear a mask to avoid inhalation of dust particles. Use the correct pliers for dismantling the snap ring to avoid accidental release. Remove the snap ring and cover. Remove the old friction blocks and discard them immediately. A 50 Hz motor will have 5 friction blocks, and a 60 Hz motor will have 3 friction blocks. When cleaning the clutch, do not use compressed air, which will create a dangerous dust cloud. Use a vacuum cleaner or a damp cloth. Attach a socket with extension rod and handle to the screw. Place a piece of wood so that when the handle is turned, it will hit the wood. Push the handle to start the rotor moving. When the handle hits the piece of wood, the weight and movement of the rotor loosens the screw. Repeat until the screw is loose, then remove the screw and washer. Lubricate the threads on the tool. Make sure the brass plug is mounted onto the tool. Fit the special tool to the centrifugal clutch. Tighten the tool to loosen the clutch from the spindle. The centrifugal clutch is heavy and may fall, causing injury when loosened from the motor shaft. Remove the tool. Make sure the centrifugal clutch is resting on its stable surface before removing the snap rings. Use the correct pliers for dismantling the snap rings to avoid accidental release. Remove the 2 snap rings from the centrifugal clutch. Before removing the coupling hub, rest the centrifugal clutch onto wooden supports to lift it from the surface and make it possible to remove the hub. Use a piece of wood to drive the hub out of the clutch. Turn the centrifugal clutch over onto the wooden supports. Use the special drift tool to remove the 2 bearings and spacing ring. Discard the old bearings after removal. Prepare all the parts needed for mounting the centrifugal clutch: new bearings, snap rings and friction blocks. Slip the belt pulley over the coupling hub and place them onto a firm and level foundation. Apply a thin film of oil onto the external and internal surfaces of the ball bearings. Press the ball bearings down one at a time into the coupling hub using the special tool. Don't forget the spacing ring between the bearings. Mount the 2 snap rings, holding all the parts together. Check for free movement of the bearings. Make sure the motor spindle is clean before mounting the centrifugal clutch. Lubricate with a thin coating of oil. Check that the key is in the groove on the shaft. Mount the centrifugal clutch onto the motor spindle. The centrifugal clutch is heavy and may fall, causing injury if it comes off the motor shaft. Use some Molykote to lubricate the threads on the tool. Remove the brass plug and fit the screw onto the tool. Fit the tool to the motor spindle using an extension rod and a socket. Use the correct size spanner to pry the centrifugal clutch onto the motor spindle. Remove the tool again. Mount the spring washer and washer. Secure it with the screw and tighten it. The centrifugal clutch is now secured to the motor spindle. Fit the friction blocks to the clutch. 5 friction blocks for 50 Hz and 3 friction blocks for 60 Hz. Fit the cover and secure it with the snap ring. The centrifugal clutch and motor are now ready to mount onto the separator again.